Let's bring in the National Vice President of the Fraternal Order of Police, Joe Gamaldi. Joe, welcome to the program. I appreciate you joining on this topic specifically. You have people coast to coast right now, okay, leaving their car doors open and windows rolled down in California so people don't break them. You have United States Congresswoman carjacked at 2:45 in the afternoon, and you have massive surge in crime all over major cities. And here we are, these lawmakers are saying, you know what, we got to reform police, we got to defund them. But all of a sudden, when it hits their shores, they're like, maybe we should refund them.
Yeah, I think what you're seeing right now is the toxic cocktail that has been shoved down the throats of law-abiding Americans in this country. And that cocktail is basically rogue prosecutors like Larry Krasner in Philadelphia who are not prosecuting violent criminals. We have the continued demonization and denigration of law enforcement. And then we have bail reform, which has been an unmitigated disaster wherever it has been tried. And when you put all those things together, it's why you're seeing this massive increase in violent crime. I mean, historic numbers. Chicago, murders are up 67%. In LA, they're up 63%. New York, 45%. And in Philly and Indianapolis, they have the highest murders recorded on record. And, you know, it's very easy when I talk about these statistics for people to just say, well, those are just numbers. No, those are people. Those are fathers, sons, mothers, and daughters. They deserve to have safe communities. They deserve to have prosperous opportunities. And they're not because of things like bail reform. And just to show you how bad it is, take the Christmas parade massacre. That monster was out on felony violent crime bonds, and he was given a $1,000 bond to get out free, and he murdered a bunch of people. And as you said, I'm very glad that the Congresswoman is fine, and I'm very glad that in Illinois, the other elected official is fine. But it's time for these folks to wake up and understand that their policies have real consequences.
Yeah, Joe, I can see that you're not emotionally invested in this topic at all whatsoever. But that said, but on a more serious note, though, you know, people like me who sit on the sidelines and reap the benefits of the protection of our law enforcement officers, we appreciate everything they do. And for them to sit back and get armchair quarterback for 9 months after they had a split-second time to make that decision, I think it's a travesty. But my question would be, in what world would bail reform, reducing bail to zero or almost zero, be a good idea for keeping our streets safe?
Well, it's not a good idea. And we have actual charitable organizations who are hoodwinking the public to tell them, like the Bail Project in Indianapolis, to say, we're just helping people who can't make bail. You know, the poor mother who shoplifted a loaf of bread. That's not the people they're helping.
No.
You know who they're helping? Violent, repeat felons. Even on their website in the Bail Project, they say they don't support ankle monitors, meaning they want to bond people out on multiple felony bonds, some for murder, and they don't even want to put an ankle monitor on them. And thankfully, there's some legislation being passed right now in Indiana that'll say you can't use these charitable funds to bond out felons, but we are seeing it in every urban community that tries bail reform. We see huge increases in crime. We are seeing the private sectors getting the hint. In California, you have Walgreens closing down stores in San Francisco left and right because they can't even keep the shelves stocked because you got people going in with trash bags and filling them up. And as I said earlier, you know, I know I come on and I'm passionate and I'm emotional because these are real people. These are real communities. And the American police officer delivered historic crime reductions for them over the last 20 years. And we can do it again if we embrace law enforcement and fund them properly.
Yeah, but Joe, your passion is actually very contagious. I think it's a very refreshing view for a lot of folks at home to see, like, wow, this guy is not just coming on here to talk about his own self-worth and his own knowledge. He's talking on behalf of what a lot of people are feeling. They're angry, and they're scared, and we appreciate you being here to talk about it, Joe. Thank you.
Thanks for having me on. Merry Christmas.
You too.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.